everyone, it's Jessie. In today's video, I'm kind of ironically wearing an Amsterdam sweatshirt when I'm going to be talking about a bookstore in London. Today, I wanted to share with you all my new favorite bookstore of all time. I'm not even joking. I cannot kid you on this situation right here. Do I still have the bag for it? Right here. That bookstore is this bookstore right here called Henry Pordes Books. So the reason I wanted to make this video is just because if there's anybody else who lives in London or wants to travel to London or is going to London, I wanted to inform you that this is definitely a place that you need to support and visit and check off your bookstore to-do list, because I definitely need to make one of those because I always seem to be finding such amazing, incredible stores when I travel, because I love to find a unique, antique, used, any type of bookstore when I travel. That is like one of my main purposes and things on my list whenever I arrive in a new place. First thing I do, look up the local bookstores. I'm not kidding you. That's like my dad and I's routines, is just to go around cities and finding bookstores. And also, it's amazing to support independent businesses, especially small bookstores and bookshops, because they're going out of business. Gotta keep them in business. That's what my book lover heart is for. I was not aware that I was able to film in the bookstore when I first went in. I first went in the bookstore. I walked in because I saw signed editions, first editions of Harry Potter in the window, Lord of the Rings, and then my dad saw my holy grail, some early editions of Peter and Wendy by J.M. Barrie, aka The Story of Peter Pan. So I walked in, my dad pulled some copies of Peter and Wendy out of the window display and he placed them in my hand, and I hadn't cried that hard, kid you not, when I got a laptop for Christmas when I was 12, and my dad has the video of that. I cried so hard. I could not believe these books that I had always wanted and been eyeing online for years and years and years, and like keeping track of on eBay in case someday I happen to have the money to purchase one. Could not believe I was holding them in my hand. Like first editions of any book, not just Peter Pan, like any book you could imagine almost. It's like not that big, but they had first editions of Pinocchio, Alice in Wonderland, like literally had an entire shelf, huge, of just Peter Pan, just Alice, just Pinocchio. Like there was a 50s edition of Pinocchio I wanted so bad. Oh my gosh. I could have spent hours in this bookstore, but unfortunately I had to, leave London to go to our next destination. But this bookstore is amazing. I filmed a few clips and montages that you will be seeing throughout this video, because when I went back I asked the guy if I could film. So unfortunately I didn't get to film that much because I didn't know I could film the first time I went in, but when I went back to go purchase the book I wanted to get, he was like, oh yeah, take all the pictures and videos you want. So I did. I filmed. I took like a mini 2-minute photo shoot in there before we had to rush and get to our bus or taxi. I already shared the book that I got at this bookstore in my traveling abroad book haul, but I will show you again in this video in case you haven't seen that video. So like I said in the last video, I carried this book, I kid you not, in this bag through 5 countries on the airplanes because I refused to have it get packed away, because I didn't want it to get damaged through the harsh traveling situations of suitcases, going through airplanes, getting tossed around and everything like that. I knew it wouldn't have a good fate for being such an old book. I didn't want it to just lollygag around and not be protected in my arms or under my airplane seat with my eyes on it at all times. I had this book wrapped in bubble wrap inside of this bag. This bag from the store, I carried it around the entire trip on every airplane ride through 5 countries because I would not let it go. I wouldn't. You probably already guessed what book I got, and I'm forever grateful for my dad. I explained more details in my other book haul video, but I got an early edition of Peter and Kensington Gardens, which is actually the pre-edition before Peter and Wendy became a thing. So it's a much darker version of Peter Pan, different character names, everything like that. So the reason I have the book in a Ziploc bags, even the silica packaging, just to like keep it in pristine condition, and in bubble wrap, is because this is my holy grail. Literally, this book is my holy grail. This book is over 100 years old. It smells like such an old book. I don't even like opening it because it's so old and I don't want to like damage the spine. But this is one of the early, I don't know if it's the first, it's not the first, but close to first editions of what the Peter Pan story by J.M. Barrie stem from. It's Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens, and on the front it has little baby Peter on it. That was my haul. Now, since these are like major collector items, I did get a good price semi-good price on this book. It was still very expensive. It is the most expensive book I own. It was £130, which I believe is equivalent to like $160 American money. But I had been eyeing the Peter Pan book for years, and some of the copies, all the copies I've wanted have been like thousands, like at least $800. My dad got this for me just because my birthday was coming up and he saw my reaction to it, and he's known ever since childhood how much I've been wanting one of these books. So I'm so happy to be able to have this in my collection. And the guy was so nice, since he saw my reaction and how much I cried upon seeing every edition of Peter Pan of my wildest dreams that I couldn't even fathom. He gave me £10 off the price, which was really sweet. My dad paid $120 instead of £130. So here it is, all nice and wrapped up, and it goes in a glass encased bookshelf, which is my antique bookshelves. They're all like hermetically sealed in a glass case, that way they don't get damaged or anything like that. So yes, once again, Henry Pordes Books in London. If you do visit this bookshop, there are also another bookshops, literally one right next to it and one like a hop and a skip over, like 2 stores down. There's literally like 3 bookstores in a row on this street in London. So look up Henry Pordes Bookshop, and if you are an antiquarian, antique book lover like myself, I love old books, I love collecting books that I love, like first editions, definitely check this bookstore. I didn't even check this bookstore out. I don't even have words to describe how beautifully amazing this bookstore was. I didn't even get to look through the whole thing because we only had a limited amount of time to go through and see this bookstore, since we had to catch a taxi and we had to get to the airport, we had to get our luggage and everything like that. I only had like maybe 10 minutes total in this bookstore, which most of that time was me just going like this, crying over editions of Peter Pan. So I didn't get to look at the rest of the bookstore, but I quickly filmed certain little clips. That was the whole point of this video, is to tell you about one of my favorite bookstores during a travel. So I think that this might become like a little video series if and when I travel again. There are more bookstores that I seriously love that I found in different states or countries in the past that I wish I had filmed and made videos for. So that is something I want to do in the future, is definitely let you guys know of my favorite bookstores I find when I travel. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video. If you visit this bookstore or have any favorite bookshops in any places you've ever been or near you, wherever, let me know your favorite bookstores or if you've been to this one. Also, I'm really curious. Let me know if there are any special editions or first editions of a book that you would really dream, it's like your biggest dream to own. So let me know that. I'm Jessie. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel down below if you want to see more videos from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.